Hey everybody, welcome back to World Carnivore Month. This
Good
month
morning.
is almost over.
Oh my gosh, can you believe it?
Last week, I believe it was, we shared a chicken queso soup recipe that we had put together with some ingredients from Target. And we absolutely loved. We ate it like 4 days in a row.
Okay.
Come to find out, I think Kevin's, the brand, is discontinuing that soup altogether. So we felt awful that we had recommended it and you can't go out and get it. So we decided to tinker around and try to figure out how to make it ourselves at home. And we actually think we've made something. You have figured out something I think is even better.
It's better. It's better.
It's better.
It's all natural. There's no preservatives in it too, so that makes it even
So we're
better.
gonna call this the Kevin's chicken queso soup do-over. But it's better, and you don't have to have any of the Kevin's brand stuff to make it. So let's show you what we did.
Yes, and we will also put up our nutritional facts on this for you.
That sounds like something editing Michael can do.
We can do that.
Come along, let's make
go.
this.
All right, so to start, very simple ingredients. This is going to be the base of our soup. Now, this is a crock pot recipe, and these ingredients are going to go in there for about an hour. We want these to come together first before we add our meat, and so that's why you don't see the meat right now. We're going to use a base of our very good bone broth that only has chicken stock and salt. Okay? We're going to use some heavy cream, and that's going to be the liquid base. To that, we're going to add 1 bag of good cheese, whichever one you find. We like the Mexican 4 cheese. A little bit of sour cream, some of our really good siete taco seasoning. I like just a tad. Julie doesn't like much heat, so we'll add just a tad of our tapatio and let that sit and come to a boil. All right. First, 1/2 cup of our chicken broth. Okay. Very simple. Very simple. An entire quart.
The whole thing.
The whole thing of our heavy whipping cream. Now, the one thing that you didn't hear me talk about was any other seasoning, because what we will do before we add our chicken is stir the soup up really well and taste it, and if it needs a little bit of salt, we'll add the salt then. Okay, 2, because we want it to taste like queso. Packets. Julie likes the mild. There is a spicy version, but I think that's the only 2 versions of this one.
Show it.
Show
The
it.
siete.
Okay.
This is our favorite taco seasoning. It's pretty
So,
clean.
This is keto. I guess this isn't carnivore. Don't kill me in the comments. I apologize.
Does it have carbs
I need something in here. It has 3.
in the whole pack?
Yeah,
And this crock pot meal is probably going to make at least 4 bowls of soup.
at least. And those are heaping, by the way, guys.
Yeah.
Heaping cereal bowls worth. So it's probably really like 8 bowls. If
If you're not a person who's an OMAD, so you're eating a very large meal, it would probably make 6 meals.
Probably.
So if you're taking the 12 carbs from the taco seasoning, divided it over 6 meals, you know, it's still pretty low carb.
So far, because there's nothing in the heavy whipping cream, and that will be our own. I think there's something in this in the crab.
I don't count carbs and cheese when it's
there's
enzymes.
nothing in this. Yeah, exactly. 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Don't ask me why.
I think that tapatio's
I
done.
asked Jules if it tasted. I know it's about done. If it tasted okay, and she said yes. So I didn't add any more. I didn't add any less. An entire bag. And this is why we really want it to sit in there for an hour. We need the cheese to melt, but it will become smooth because of the heavy whipping cream here. All right. Dump all of that in. We'll give it a little bit of stir. The last thing on our list that we have is our sour cream. I don't know if that's necessary. I just added it because Jules and I, prior to being carnivore, used to make a tortilla soup, and it called for sour cream, but it also called for, like, we had to blend up tortilla chips, and it was not carnivore. Can of corn. It was crazy. But I like the way that the sour cream kind of blends and smooths some of this out. And of course we add it also to the soup, but I don't know if it's necessary. Again, you got to understand that when we started this and tried this, I was playing it totally by ear, and I was looking at, well, if we wanted a queso dip, what would we do? We don't want Velveeta fake cheese. And I know that we love heavy cream and we love sour cream. And I don't know, light bulb went off when we tasted it. It was great. The last thing I need, we have a little spoon here. The last little measuring cup, I've got 1/4 of a cup. Now, if you don't want to use the measuring, which I'm not going to, but I showed it to you, I know that is about 1/4 of a cup. If it's not, oh well. It's still gonna taste good. Okay. This, I think I can say after we made it one time, this does need a watchful eye on it. I wouldn't put it on high. I wouldn't expect to eat this in 30 minutes because with the cheese, this is not lined. We typically don't line this because this is ceramic. We would much prefer to have our food cooked in this rather than something plastic lined. So you want to make sure that it doesn't really stick to the sides and get burnt on the sides. Right now, and Jules probably doesn't want to show this, everything's kind of clumpy where it's just room temperature, right? Even the sauce packet, it's clumpy in here. That's why I said low, I didn't say the temperature, for an hour, right? That'll be a really good spot to let everything blend. And then what we will do is add our chicken. I apologize, I can't remember how much, but when we go get it, because I didn't have the store near me this morning, I will tell you how many pounds. I want to say it's close to 3, but I can't remember that, of shredded chicken that we're going to add to this. And then again, it goes right back on low. I said it, I think the other day, Jules, for like 4 hours, and we just let this stuff, it was great. We just let it simmer. And then every hour I would come down and just stir it again away from the sides. All right, so that smells good. That is all we have to do. It's very simple. It's all we have to do right now, and we'll come back and check on this later.
Okay, so we couldn't find the shredded chicken that we always use when we're in Target, but we're gonna try it with ground chicken, which is significantly cheaper, and see how this turns out. How much do we need?
We need 24 ounces, but we're gonna buy 2 packs.
Okay.
All right, so we're back home with our chicken. All we're gonna do is grab us a pot with a little bit of butter, and again, about 1.5 packages, 24 ounces of chicken. Of course, you can use all 36 if you want to, but as far as a chicken to soup ratio, we think 24 ounces is the perfect amount. We're just gonna cook this down, and then we're gonna add it directly to our soup. So we're just gonna add a little bit of salt to this. I've got it on medium-high heat. And I'll tell you, I love this little thing from Pampered Chef. And it's like we're making chili. We're gonna grind this chicken up just until it cooks all the way through. And we're not gonna season it much more than that because what we want it to do, of course, is to take on all of our seasoning that we have inside the soup. So this shouldn't take too long. We'll drain this and we'll be right back to add it to the rest of the pot. Okay, we've got our chicken drained and depotted to go into the next pot. This has been on for about 2 hours now. So again, what you can see, consistency here, quite soupy, because what we want is for our chicken to take all that liquid and thicken this up a little bit. Straight in, give this a good stir. We'll let this cook for about an hour, come back, check on it, season it one last time before we serve it. And at this point, everything's cooked. You could eat it. Now, we're probably going to wait about 2 more total hours to give about 4 hours of total cook time with all of the ingredients together for the base of the soup, and then the last 2 with the chicken added. We give this one more good stir. It's just on warm now. Yes,
And then,
Oh, it smells so good.
I know, it is ready to serve after that. Now, I will tell you one thing. Consistency, which I did mention in the last video.
It's a little runnier than usual.
Yes, I think that's because of how big those chunks of the rotisserie chicken were before. And remember, this is just ground chicken. It almost looks more like a dip, doesn't it? But
But it smells absolutely delicious. Awesome.